What's going on, everybody? So Friday I got a potluck at work and I said I was gonna do some Mexican pulled pork. This right here is amazing. So I found this recipe actually from Malcolm Reed over at How to Barbecue Right. But we're gonna change up. So the marinade and all that stuff is about the same, but we're gonna change some of the seasoning at the end. So what we're gonna do is first, we're gonna take this beautiful, beautiful pork butt, and all we're gonna do is, I'm gonna trim up some of this fat off here. And we're not going for any precise cut on this. I just personally like to get rid of some of this fat. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this over, and I want to actually score this up. If you wanna come in here and you wanna trim some of that down, hey, you're more than welcome to trim some of that down. You wanna trim out some of this, you can. I like to just kind of grab a finger or grab a little handful, cut that out right there. But other than that, I'm good right there. So we're gonna score this. We're just gonna come across. And now you can see all these nice little crevices that we have in here. And what we're gonna do is, we need to kind of put this over the side. I'm gonna take this chipotle pepper and adobo sauce, and we're gonna take probably 5 or 6 of them. You do what you want to as far as heat, okay? So I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, 5, 6. And all we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and chop this up nice and fine. Now that we got that chopped up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna work this all in. So we're gonna scoot this back over. Now I've got a 2-gallon Ziploc bag. What we're gonna do is we're gonna marinate this for about 24 hours is what we're gonna go with. 12 to 24 is what you really want. I'm gonna go 24 because I have the time. It's Wednesday, I gotta do this for Friday, so I'm gonna start cooking tomorrow night. So we're gonna take this, I'm gonna slide that bad boy in there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these onions. I've got 1 onion quartered up. We're just gonna kind of throw it all in here. I got 1 orange quartered up. I'm gonna throw it in there as well. And with these, I got 2 limes halved. All we're gonna do is squeeze it in there, drop them in. Now what I'm gonna do is sometimes you can salt the pork before putting it on the adobo. What I'm gonna do right here, because we're gonna be putting liquid in here, I'm just gonna take some of the, Gulf Coast, that base. I'm gonna just sprinkle some in here. Because like I said, once we get this orange juice in here, it's gonna work its way in here. So let's see if I can get this to just kind of sit there for a second. Oop, poked a hole in the bag. Give me a second. People always wonder if there's little bloopers. There's bloopers, man. Like I said, just poked a hole in the bag. So we're gonna take these, kind of pull this all back out. We're gonna transfer bags. Now what I'm gonna make sure I do on this one is, the bone is what cut it, so we're gonna make sure that that bone is facing upward. Now because I've touched the outside of the bag, I'm gonna wind up just putting this in another one as well, just to kind of double seal it, make sure we're good. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour all that juice in it that we had from those limes. Hey, and accidents happen. Accidents happen all the time, so let's make sure we got this face up. Boom. Now let's get everything back in there. But if we don't tell you the accidents that we have, you don't know what to look for, right? So, got this in there, and I've got 64 ounces of orange juice. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put about half of this in there, okay? So let's try to do this without spilling. Yeah, about right there. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lock this down, we're gonna close it up, and we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for about 12 to 24 is what you really want. I'm gonna get probably about 22, 23 for tomorrow when I start cooking it, but we'll be back after this thing gets done marinating. What's going on, everybody? All right, so it is like 5 o'clock, so I'm right at like 23 hours of soaking, or I guess brining. You can see it in the bag right here. We're good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull this out. all that drain off in there. Ooh, that's looking good. So let's go ahead and set this over on the side. So when Malcolm redid his, he didn't put any extra salt. He put it on the butt before he put it in the bag. We kind of dumped in the bag, so I'm gonna hit a light seasoning of it. And again, we're gonna do all the sides, okay? Now, what he also does is ground cumin. Then we're gonna do some chipotle chili pepper powder. And then what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna go with my favorite, the Gulf Coast Southern Hospitality. I love this flavor, so we're gonna add that to this one. And then we're gonna pat it all down, we're gonna flip it, and we're gonna get the other side. And you're gonna see that some of these chipotle peppers and adobo sauce fell off. So we're just gonna put them back in there. I'm gonna hit one more good. I wanna make sure I get it all down in here. So at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the smoker, and we're probably gonna go in 3-4 hours. You know, I'm looking for the color. I want a nice little bark on there. Once we get that to the color we want, we're gonna wrap it with some more juice and stuff like that. So let me get this on the smoker, and then we'll pull it off, and I'll show you what we're gonna do when we wrap it. We just pulled this pork off. Now again, it's not time, it's not temp, it's not any of that stuff. It's literally color and how much bark you got. So you can see this, I've got some nice little bark in here, and that's all I'm looking for, okay? I don't know what temp it is. So what we're gonna do now is, we're gonna take about 16 ounces of orange juice. This was what, 64 yesterday. I poured 32 in it, so not all of it. About right there. We're gonna call that it. 32 ounces of tomato juice. And we don't want to cover up the butt, okay? We want it to steam. And so I'm gonna put 3 of these dried guajillo peppers, I think is what it's called. Then we're gonna take 2 limes, quarter them out. I only squirted 2 on top of the butt. Everything else we're just gonna kind of put in this juice, because I don't want it to be like, I want that lime to get down in there. I don't need it all the way over the top. But 2 limes quartered. Then we're gonna take 1 whole onion, quartered up, and we're just gonna kind of put it in here. Move that around. Then what we gotta do is we gotta take a little bit of garlic. It takes real garlic cloves, but we're just gonna put minced garlic in there. And my wife, I asked for a spoon, she gave me chopsticks. So supposedly, I am not a chopstick person. So typically it's like 5 or 6 cloves, but we're just gonna do our best in here, put some around in here. And then I'm gonna put like 2 on top, I guess. 2 measurements of chopsticks. Look, just go ahead and put it in the comments. I don't know how to use chopsticks, and that's fine. You know what? Hey, that's all the garlic we're getting in there today, okay? So we're gonna put that back in there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit more of the Southern Hospitality on here. And some people say, smoke, it's gonna be hot. Hey, I want it hot. I want it spicy. And there we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this back up, double foil on it so we don't get anything that escapes. And I want to give a shout out to my dad. My dad, I asked him to go get me this barbecue foil from HEB. Guys, this is the greatest stuff in the world. I live in Missouri now, so I can't get it. Hey, HEB, I need to be able to order this and mail it to Missouri. This is the greatest aluminum foil out there. I need it up here in Missouri. But, all right, guys, so we're gonna put this back on the pit. I'm still at 275. I don't know how long it's gonna go. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. I'm just gonna kind of probe it and check. We're getting late into the night, but I gotta have it ready for work tomorrow. So let's get this put back on the pit and let's see how long it takes. All right, guys, so we're right here about midnight. I'm gonna speak a little closer or a little quieter because the kids are sleeping, but we've been resting about an hour. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take this, pull it, and I'm gonna put it in these pans over here, and I'm gonna put it in the fridge for the night. And then when we reheat it, we're gonna use some of these juices. Holy moly, there's juices in here. All right, so step 1, we're gonna pour some of this juice into here. Now that we've got that mess cleaned up, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these pans for now, and we're gonna carefully transfer this pork over here. So we got our bone, look, pulls out so easy. We're gonna give this, man, I don't even know where to try this at. Let's, we're just gonna get in here and give a good old squish. Man, this is screaming hot. All right, so I get this little piece right here. Let's give it a try. Man, that's amazing. I get a little bit of heat, I get some of that citrus in there, and like I said, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and shred the rest of this up. I'm gonna split in the pans, and in the morning, like I said, because I'm using this for tomorrow, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. In the morning, this oil fat separator, I will have the fat separated out of it. And what I'll do is I'm gonna reheat this at about 200 degrees in the morning, and I'm gonna slowly add in some of those juices to bring back the moisture, because when we put it in the fridge, it's gonna lose some moisture. But again, we're gonna get the moisture back with the liquid that we were braising it in. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, this right here is amazing. Man, you gotta try this recipe. It adds so much new stuff to pulled pork. You know, you just got your standard barbecue pulled pork, but man, let's go with the Mexican pulled pork. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and let me know what you wanna see me cook, because we'll get it cooking.